Well, friends, it feels like spring is now truly, truly here. How nice to be standing outside, coming to you from what is the expanded Community Synagogue of Rye. Above me is the new ceiling, the new roof. Out here is the edge of where the wall will be, as we've pushed out the wall to really create a much wider gathering space for when you're in this synagogue building. And it's so nice to be able to speak to you from outdoors. On Saturday night, I was able to see the new Avengers movie, and I promise, no spoiler alerts here. But as I saw it, I began to think about superheroes, and particularly the Jewish connection to superheroes. So many of our superheroes that we love to look up to, that we emulate, were created by Jews. In fact, the very first superhero, Superman, was created by two young Jewish men who sadly were not able to get other jobs in publishing because of a lot of anti-Semitism that existed at the time. And they found their way into creating comic books. And they created a comic book hero that in so many ways exemplified what Jewish values taught them to exemplify. Superman, his real name from Krypton was Kal-El, which means God will make easy. The word Kal meaning easy and El meaning God. And when Superman came to Earth, he was blessed, of course, with all sorts of extraordinary abilities, but core among them were the values to bring truth and justice and freedom to people who were oppressed, just as the biblical Moses was to bring freedom to those oppressed slaves. When one looks at this week's Torah portion, we're reminded of that importance of pursuing freedom. It's a double portion that brings us to the end of the book of Leviticus, Torah portions Bahar and Bechukotai. And these portions in Bahar, there's one line, Ukratem dror bechol yoshveha. The English should be familiar to many of us as it's inscribed on the Liberty Bell, and you shall proclaim liberty throughout the land. In fact, the Torah, dror means release. You should proclaim release throughout the land, as it's referring to the sabbatical year. The seventh year, one was to let the land lie fallow and only eat what the land would produce. But we've come to understand it as really proclaiming freedom and liberty, as Superman would, for everybody who was in need. This Shabbat and next Shabbat, we get to celebrate superheroes from within our congregation. Those students in 7th grade who will be moving up, our 12th grade students who have gone all the way through and who are graduating, and then the following week, our 10th grade students who have gone through confirmation. These are really Jewish superheroes, in my opinion, because they've continued on post-bar and bat mitzvah, where it's harder and harder to do that these days, and we really want to lift up them and lift up everything that they stand for in our communities. Following that, of course, with Shavuot, we have an opportunity to come together as Reformed Jewish communities to learn together as a Tikkun Leil Shavuot. This year, we're going to be doing it in memory of another Jewish superhero who so sadly died this past Saturday. Rabbi Dr. Aaron Penkin lost his life, as many people know, in a tragic airplane accident. He was, in my opinion, a Jewish superhero. He was my teacher, my mentor, my friend. He taught Rabbi Frankel, Cantor Cooperman, Glynis Conyer. And this Tikkun Leil Shavuot that we're doing this year will be in his memory, because he stood for justice, he stood for freedom, he stood for everything that Torah stands for. So come and learn with us, come and celebrate with us, come and figure out how you can be a Jewish superhero in everything you do in each and every day of your life.